Evening, everyone. You're welcome to day 10 of our 30-day sales challenge. Today, we'll be talking about handling and overcoming sales objections. I know a lot of us have actually come through objections during our sales, and most times we'll think, that objection is actually a rejection. No, and it's actually not a personal thing. Once a customer objects, that means they need more information. They are not rejecting you and it's not personal. Don't take it personal. So today we'll talk about how to overcome your sales objection and how to handle it and how to identify sales objections. Objections are not rejections, and don't take it personal. It's actually your client trying to get more information. You know, it's not easy for a client who to hand over a whole lot of money. Buying a real estate is actually a whole lot. So they will need more information before parting away with their money. So what is sales objection? What actually is sales objection? There are concerns, hesitations, or doubts raised by potential clients that prevent them from making an immediate purchase or decision. That is what sales objection is all about. Your client is actually concerned. They want more information. They want to make that decision, but they are trying to hesitate. They are concerned about making their decision, so they want to have more information. So that's why they are making objection. So what are the significance of objection in the sales process? It actually indicates that your buyer engagement and interest. It reveals that there's needs to be addressed, and there's opportunity for you to provide value and build trust. So it's also a key factor. Objection is a key factor in either for you to close that sale or you lose that sale. If you're able to handle it well, you are going to close your sale. If you can't handle it well, that means you lose that sale. So that is the significance of objections in your sales process. So why is objection handling important? Why is it important? It's actually important because it helps you build trust and credibility. It helps you build trust and credibility. It helps address clients' concerns. Trust and credibility in the sense that there are some clients, they don't, they are meeting you for the first time. They just want to trust that your company, because a whole lot of them have actually have experience in the past. We've had stories of companies, real estate companies that collect money without allocating land. So they will have had experiences. So they want to build that trust. They want to know that, okay, your company is credible. I can trust you. It also increases conversion rates. Handling objection effectively leads to more closed deals and satisfied clients. If you're able to handle your objection very well, you close more sales, and even you won't be surprised. That client will even give you more referrals. You get referrals. And the goal of objection is not to win the argument. If your client is objecting, you don't have to go into arguments with him. You don't argue. You have to pay attention to what your client is trying to say, so that you'll be able to address them properly. So the goal is not to win the argument, but to guide the client toward a well-informed decision that meets their needs. So that is why objection handling is actually very important. There are some misconceptions about objections. So what are these misconceptions? A whole lot of people have had misconceptions that objections are rejections. Probably some people take it personal. They feel, oh, my village people are after me. Why will this client say no? Why will he do this? No. Some people feel, okay, when their clients object, it's actually a sign of failure. They failed. No. You get frustrated. You don't have to be frustrated. You don't have to. Objection is actually part of your sales process. There's no how. You always encounter objection. So you just need to know how to handle it properly. So what are these misconceptions? Objections are a sign of failure. That's one misconception. Some salesperson view objection as a sign that they failed to present their product or service effectively. No, you are not a failure if your customer objects. You just need to know how to handle that objection. Objections are always about price. No, it's not all objections that is about price. It's not the only one. Others include concerns about the quality, delivery time, and more. Some people will think, as I've said, it's a personal attack. Probably is that woman I saw this morning or something. You know, all these African mentality. Objections are not personal attack. And you don't have to take it personally. Don't take it personally. Salesperson always take objection personally, but they are not a rejection, or they are not a rejection. So you don't have to take objections personally. So it's not a personal attack. Nobody is attacking you. You should always respond to an objection immediately. No, that's another misconception. You don't have to and always respond immediately. There's a process you need to follow when your customer is trying to give you an objection. You have to pay attention, listen attentively. You ensure that you understand, you maintain eye contact so that the customer will know that, okay, you're actually following. So you should always respond to an objection immediately. It's not always necessary to respond immediately. It's better to take a moment, you think about your response, or ask clarifying questions before responding. Sometimes you can ask open-ended questions before responding. So the goal is to overcome every objection. Is not always possible to overcome everyone. Sometimes it's necessary to acknowledge that an objection is valid and move on. Yes, there are some objections that you will see that, this objection is actually valid. You've actually looked at it, you've responded, but sometimes from the customer's client's perspective, like for example, there was a time I took a client Urban Max for inspection. So when we got there, I actually liked the place. But what he needed was, he wanted to buy it for someone to build, as in they are buying immediately to build and for the person to stay. So he objected that, okay, that is it, that it's necessary, you acknowledge that and you move on. Objections are a sign of difficult customer. You feel that, oh, this client is very difficult, he doesn't want to buy from me, that's why he's objecting. No, that's a misconception. So another misconception is you should never take no for an answer while persistence is important in sales. Yes, you have to be persistent while in sales, but you don't have to be pushy. And you don't have to say, when your customer say no, probably at that point in time, your customer does not need that services at that time. As in, he doesn't need to buy that thing, that is doesn't need to buy the land or the property at that moment. So you just need to give him some space, and you ensure you follow up. So continuing to push after a customer has said no can be seen as pushy or aggressive. Yes, it's not that you cannot be aggressive while making sales. You can, but once your customer has actually, or your client has actually insisted and say no, and you see that, oh, once this your aggression can turn to being pushy, so you just have to slow down a bit. So those are the misconceptions about objections. So we'll now move to understanding common sales objections. How do you understand common sales objections? They want to think before making that decision. So these concerns are usually based on financial uncertainty, market conditions, or trust issues. So those are the common sales objections. Handling objections effectively leads to successful transactions and satisfied clients. That is, if you're able to handle it very well, you have successful transactions. So let's explore the most common objections and how to overcome them. So let's explore these common objections we usually have and how you can let's explore them and how you can answer them. So price concerns. Your clients can say the property is too expensive. So why do clients object when it comes to price concerns? They believe the property is overpriced, and they are also unsure about the value for the money. Probably they will look at it that, oh, does the value actually, is the value okay with this price you are giving me? They may not understand the current market trends. So how do you overcome it when it comes to price concerns? What you need to do is you show comparable sales in the area. You look at the area. You let them know, okay, in this area, this is what property goes for, and this is what we are selling for. Do you understand? So you compare the sales in that area. Then you also highlight unique features and long-term investment potential. Yes, you can highlight the unique features that, okay, see, this property I'm offering you in this estate, we are going to have school, we are going to have 24/7 power supply, we are going to have this. You tell them the amenities, and you tell them the investment potential, that is their return on investment in the long run. So that will make them look at, oh, okay, yes, I can actually get this. They won't think about the price again. Then for some, you can offer financing options. Some may not have the money at that point, so you can offer financing options or negotiation strategies for them. So that's one of the objections. That's one of objections, which is price concerns. So the second one is market conditions concern. Your client can say, I want to wait for price to drop, which is, so why do clients object when it comes to thinking about they want to wait for prices to drop? The fear of market fluctuation and financial loss, influence from media reports and declining prices. They probably, during media reports, they said, you know, okay, during that time that we had, there's this at Ekpe, when they said they're actually demolishing. So, you know, when you are trying to offer them Ajay at Ibejuleki, they are going to ask you that, oh, are you sure that this place is not part of the demolited where they are going to, where Lagos State has marked? Is it not acquisition? So those are the kind of objections. Those are the reasons why clients object. So how do you overcome that? You explain market cycles and historical appreciation trends. You show why waiting. You tell them that, okay, if you said you want to wait for price to drop in this area, you make them understand that in this area, price is not dropping, it's going up. So if you wait, it's going to be dangerous. And you can give them examples. You bring out case studies of your clients that have waited and at the end of the day missed out. So that's about market conditions. So financing issues. I'm not sure I can afford this. So why do clients object when it comes to financing issues? Their concerns are about mortgage approval and down payments, lack of knowledge about available financing options. So some clients are not aware that there are mortgages, that there are financing options that can help them to acquire property. So how do you acquire this? You can offer them a mortgage pre-approval process. Yes, I know there was a time we were trying to be in partnership with this mortgage company, but I think it didn't go through. But I know very soon we'll work out something again so that you'll be able to tell your clients. So you educate clients on different financing solutions and government incentives. You provide a breakdown of monthly cost versus renting. So that's about financing issues. Hope everyone is following and everyone is hearing me. I don't want it to be like the other day that I was just talking and...
Yes, we are following you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So that's it. That's about financing issues. So another thing is property to specific issues. Your clients might say the objection is like, I don't like the location, I don't like the layout. You know, yes, I've seen clients that have taken to urban max in Obafemi, and they're telling me, oh, the location, that place is too far, it's too bushy, it's yet to be developed, it's not yet developed. You know, they're all objections, and they'll tell you that, okay, once that place it's well developed, don't worry, call me. So it's part of concerns, it's objection. they are not rejecting, they are trying to show their concern. So concern about commit times, neighborhood safety or amenities, they are just concerned about their safety. The property layout may not match their lifestyle needs. For some, the area might not match their lifestyle needs. So how do you overcome that? You emphasize the advantages of the location. You tell them that, okay, look, there's schools, you have access to transit, you have growth potential. Yes, you for Obafemi Awode, Oba Max now, there's growth potential. We have an edge now. You have over 25 real estate companies. That place is another Lekki on its own. So you suggest major modifications or renovations to improve the layout. You offer alternative listings that meet their preferences. So those are how to overcome when it comes to property stroke specific issues. So trust and credibility concerns. Yes, I'm not sure about the agents. Yes, for some people, because they've actually have experiences over time. So they will find it difficult to trust you for the first time. So they will tell you, I've had bad experiences with agents in the past, and they are skeptical about the legitimacy of your company. So it's an objection. What you just need to do, this is how to overcome. You showcase, you tell them, you show them testimonials of successful transactions you've had, of clients that have bought from you. You can show them videos of our location videos, people that have bought and they have been allocated. So those are how to encounter those trust and credibility concerns. So timing issues. For some, they will tell you, I'm not ready to buy now. I'm not ready to buy now. Why? Why are they objecting? Because they felt uncertainty about their job stability or family decisions. Probably at that time, their job might not be stable, or probably, they have family issues they need to, or probably they have family issues they need to take care of. So it might not be the right time. So fear of making a rushed decision. For some, they'll be like, okay, I'll have to think about it. This is not the time. Just give me some time to go over it and over again before I can make my decision. So how do you overcome that? You ask about their ideal timeline and offer a customized plan. You ask about their timeline. You highlight why market conditions may favor a quicker decision. That is, for example, then when we're selling Urban Max at when we're doing our pre-sale of Urban Max, people that actually delayed then, that they were thinking, at the long run from 400 is now 1.3. So you can give such example that, see, if you say you are not ready now, before you know it, now Urban Max is 1.3. And I know the other time when MD was giving his presentation, he said in the next 2 months, it's going to be 5 million. So you let them know that if you are not buying now at 1.3, the next 2 months is going to be 5 million when we have our document, which is when we have our C of O, and when all other real estate companies, that place is going to be a very top-notch area. So you stay in touch with them. You don't just, because they tell you that, it's not the right time for me now, you now forget them. No, you stay in touch with follow-ups and you keep updating them. You keep updating. So that's about that's about timing issues. So competition and alternatives. For some, Wilton Max is not the only real estate company. We have other real estate companies. So they might tell you that, okay, in that company, in that area, I saw another property that is better. And even now that we have real estate companies coming up in buying estate, as in buying lands, and they will be selling at Obafemi Awode, you will have your clients comparing your prices with other real estate companies in that area. So you just have to be ready for that. So they are comparing properties based on price, feature, incentives. So you let them know that, okay, see, now all company, look at it. Urban Max now, we've actually cleared. We've done perimeter fencing. We are erecting gates. So you can see why you cannot compare our price with what is just coming up. So that is a kind of comparative analysis that you just highlight. You highlight your unique advantage. So you address potential downsides of the competing property. You let them know. So the reason why the object is again is they are certain about making a commitment. So that's why they are trying to compare based on price, feature, or incentives. So that's about competition and alternatives. So the reason why, so now I'm going to take you through client psychology when it comes to objections, because most clients actually raise objections due to their emotions. So I'll take you through client psychology, why they actually raise objections based on their emotions. So that's why, as a salesperson too, you need to sell with emotion. We need to sell with emotion. So clients raise objections for emotional psychology and financial reasons. It doesn't always mean your client is not interested. It's often the signal hesitation or lack of confidence in the decision. So understanding the underlying cause behind an objection allows real estate professionals to craft better responses. So you need to know how to craft your better responses. So now, people make buying decisions emotionally and they justify them logically. Yes, they buy based on their emotions, and as a salesperson too, you need to sell with emotions. So what are these? So let me take you through the client psychology when it comes to objections. So what is this their emotion? First, the fear of making a wrong decision. They will be like, oh, the emotional impacts of buying a property. And why do they object? They believe that buying a home is one of the largest financial decisions in a person's life. Yes, you look at it for a person to just bring out money and say, oh, I'm buying a land, I'm buying home. They see it as a large financial decision. So some clients worry about regrets. What if I make a mistake? What if I buy this thing and I'm not allocated? What if I buy this thing and at the end of the day it doesn't come out well? And for some is the fear of missing out on a better deal later. They'll feel that, oh, probably this is not the best deal for me. So how do you overcome it when it comes to their psychology? You provide a case study of happy clients who made confident decisions. You highlight the benefits of home ownership over time, the equity, the growth, and stability. You offer a logical comparison, renting versus buying. Let them know that, okay, see, you have been in a rented home for God knows how, but be able to secure this land and you start buying and you start building gradually. Just look at it. You're paying this amount for rent and you buy this, and over time you're able to, you let them see the comparison that, okay, you're able to, at the long run, you're able to build this house. It will take rent off you. You stop paying your rent. Probably rent is 120, 300 or 600. You tell them, see, it will take off the rent off you. You will have your own house. So reassure them with facts and professional guidance. So another psychology is lack of information or clarity. That is, some are confused. They are confused. They don't even understand what you are telling them. Clients may not understand the buying process. They don't even understand that getting a land is actually an investment potential. So too much or too little information can overwhelm them. So you should study the kind of clients you are talking to. For some, if you give them too much of information, they are overwhelmed. So you need to take it one step at a time. For some, if you give them little information, so you should know the kind of clients you are talking to. For some, they just want to, because they themselves are already informed. So they want that full information. So technical real estate jargon may confuse them. So you talk, for some, you tell them in layman language. So how do you overcome this? You break down complex concepts into simple, relatable explanations. Use visuals like charts, property comparisons, and loan repayment scenarios. You offer transparent guidance and answer all questions patiently. You can also give them testimonials to show how other clients, successful clients, navigate through the process of buying, how you've helped them buy, how they've gotten their return on investments, and how it has actually benefited them. So the next thing is financial uncertainty. For some, their emotions, it's telling them, can I really afford this? It happens even to you personally. You just look at this thing. Okay, probably you want to get something. You look at it. Can I really afford this thing? So worries about mortgage, for some, they will be like, okay, even if I can't afford it personally and I want to go through the process of getting a mortgage, they look at it that mortgage approvals is a whole lot. The process, it's a long thing. They think about interest rates and how would I pay monthly? Would I be able to pay monthly? Because some think about the concerns about their job stability and future income. So how do you overcome that? Same thing, you talk about offering a mortgage pre-approval assistance. You explain financing options. That is the federal housing loans. We have the federal housing loans. Then you provide a detailed cost breakdown to show affordability, how they can afford it. And you can also tell them that, okay, for this, you can take a loan from a bank, from trusted financial advisor or lender, and you will help them look at their monthly income. You help them look at how it can actually suit, as in, ease them in paying on a monthly basis. So another thing is external influence. For some, is their family, their friends that is influencing them on market trends. For some, when you are meeting the husband, you tell them, okay, I want to discuss with my partner. I want to discuss with my partner first. They want to seek the opinion of their partners. For some, it's actually their friends that is influencing them. So why do clients object when it comes to this? Is family and friends that is discouraging them. They can tell them that, oh, wait, see, that place you are going to is actually a total bush. They've forgotten that where they are located at the moment was once a bush that became a town. So they will tell them that area is not good. And for some people that actually allow the influence of friends or family to take over what decisions they want to make, might actually tell you that, oh, see, I cannot do this. So they are also getting advice from non-professionals, may lead to indecision. So how do you overcome them? You'll have known that, oh, this is an external influence. You ask, oh, who is influencing your decision? And address their concerns directly. For people that will tell you that, okay, I want to talk to my partner, you can also ask them, okay, you want to talk to your partner, you want to discuss, okay, you can ask them if they can give you audience to also discuss with their partner in their presence, so that you do the presentation with them and their partner so that they will actually understand. You show local real estate trends to counter misinformation, and you offer an objective third-party perspective, that is real estate reports and expert opinions. So those are the factors when it comes to client emotions and psychology. Those are the influences that makes clients object. So understanding the true objection. So I'll take you through how you can understand true objection. There are some that are just flimsy excuses. They are not objections at all. They are just flimsy excuses. So objections are not always what they say. A stated objection may not be the real concern. Clients may say, I need to think about it. But what they actually mean is, I'm unsure about financing. For some, it might be it falls under I need to think about it. I don't trust this deal yet. So that's why they are telling you I need to think about it. I need reassurance that I'm making the right choice. That's why they are telling me I need to think about it. So how do you identify real objection? You ask open-ended questions. You can ask them, what's holding you back from making a decision? Is there something specific you are unsure about? So those are the kind of open-ended question. What, why, you understand? How? You use those to ask, you use those phrases to ask open-ended question. So you listen actively, you empathize with their concern, you offer tailored solutions based on their needs. So that's how to understand true objection. So I'm going to take you through the 4 steps of handling objection, the objection framework. That is, step 1, you listen actively, you acknowledge and empathize, you ask questions and clarify. You ask questions with clarity, you clarify, then you provide solutions and clues. 1, you listen actively, you pay attention. That is, you understand their concern fully. If you want to acknowledge and empathize, that is, you show concern. You show concern, you ask questions, that is asking the open-ended questions, then you clarify. You dig deeper to uncover the real issue. Then you provide solutions. You offer value-based responses to resolve concerns. So let's master these 4 steps to improve your ability to turn objection into sales. So let's move on. Number 1, listening actively. The power of active listening. Why is this step important? Most sales professionals listen to respond rather to understand. Understand that sentence. You listen to respond, not to understand. Some people, once your client is talking, you are listening. You're trying to respond immediately. As he's talking, you want to respond immediately. No. You pay attention. You understand what he's saying so that you'll be able to give the right response. Clients need to feel heard before they will trust your advice. Interrupting or dismissing their concern can create a resistance. You don't interrupt them when they are talking. You pay attention. You maintain an eye contact. And while they are talking, you can use phrases like, okay, you understand, while maintaining eye contact so that they will know that, okay, you are paying attention to what they are saying. So how do you listen effectively? You let them talk fully. Avoid jumping in with solutions too soon. Allow them to talk. Allow them to land. Use verbal and non-verbal cue, as I've said. You nod. You maintain eye contact. You say, okay, I understand. Okay, all right. You paraphrase their concern. That is, once they are done talking, you paraphrase what they have said. Like, so you are worried about this price being too high. You understand? You paraphrase whatever they've said for them, for them to know that you're actually on the same page. So this is an example I've actually crafted out. I'm not sure if this is the right time to buy. The market seems unstable. So as an agent, how do you respond? I understand you are concerned about potential market fluctuations. Tell me more about what you've had that's causing this concern. You understand? You know, at this point, you've paid attention. You're asking open-ended questions. You want to know more. You are digging deeper. So that's for listening so actively. For acknowledge and empathize, step 2, this actually helps you build trust by validating customers' concerns, your clients' concern. So why is this step important? Clients don't want to feel dismissed or pressured. You don't argue or downplay their concerns. It actually creates a resistance. If a client is raising a concern and you're arguing and you're trying to downplay and you're trying to say, no, it's not like that, you're arguing, you know, for that customer, you are creating a resistance. The customer will not give you attention again. He will just find a way to dismiss you And that's the end of that discussion. By acknowledging their feelings, it builds rapport and credibility. Once you acknowledge them, you already empathize. They're like, well, it's going to build a rapport and they will be able to put more trust in you. So how do you show empathy? Use phrases like, I completely understand you, why you feel that way. You can also tell them, okay, many of my past clients felt similar concerns. So you match their emotions. If they are worried, you show concern. If they are excited, you share in their enthusiasm. That is how to match their emotions. If they are worried, you show worries too. And if they're excited, you share in their enthusiasm. You normalize their concern. Show that their worry is common and manageable. So what is this example? How do you show, acknowledge, and empathize? This is an example. I'm not sure if I can afford this property. It seems expensive. Yes, and as an agent, you say, oh, I totally understand. Buying a home or land is actually a big financial commitment. Many of my clients feel this way before we go through financing options together. Let's explore what's positive for you. So, at this point, you've actually acknowledged their concern. You've actually empathized with them. And, at that point, you'll be happy and great. They'll be able to trust you with this. So you ask questions and clarify. That's step 3. You get to the root of the objection. That's by asking questions. So why is this important? The first objection is really the real concern. So telling you that the price is high, telling you that I can't afford this, telling you that, oh, I need to talk to my partner about this, is actually not the real concern. So you need to dig deeper by asking open-ended questions. So you need to clarify. So clarifying prevents misunderstanding and wasted effort. So you need to ask open-ended questions. Like, can you share do you understand? Can you share more about why you feel this way? What specifically concerns you about this property? You clarify their needs and priorities. Are you more concerned about the total price or the monthly payments? Is it the home itself or the timing that it's making you hesitate? You understand? So by this, you've asked open-ended question. You are trying to clarify what exactly is the problem. So by doing this, you'll be able to know what their problem is. Then you also can use the feel, felt, found method. You understand? The feel, felt, found method is you make them understand that, oh, I understand how you feel. Can tell them, oh, one of my clients felt that way in the past and we're able to find a solution. You understand? So I understand how you feel. Others have felt the same way you feel. So what they found is that after reviewing this, we're able to do this for them. So they were able to make a confident decision. So once you use that method, feel, felt, found, they will know that, oh, this person is actually, I can actually trust this person. So this is an example. I think I should wait for interest rates to drop before I can. They're trying to tell that, okay, for interest rates to drop, thinking that when interest rates drops, probably the prices of property too can drop, or if they want to get a mortgage. So what you say as an agent is, I understand why you feel that way. Some of my other clients felt the same concern. But what they found was that waiting might lead to higher home prices, which could offer any savings from lower rates. Would you like to review the numbers? Would you like us to review the numbers together? So you sit down and review. You let them see what they will miss out if they actually want to wait further. So that's about that. So the last one is provide solutions and close. You just need to provide solution, then you close. resolve concerns and move towards a decision. You've actually you've actually listened actively, you've acknowledged and empathized, you've asked open-ended question. So the next thing is just for you to provide solution and close. So you resolve their concerns and move toward a decision. So why is this step important? Clients need value-based solutions, not just a sales pitch. It's not that you just keep selling. They need a value-based solutions. You position yourself as an advisor. If you are positioning yourself as an advisor, that means you're actually adding value. So you don't you're actually adding value rather than being a salesperson. You know, for clients, they love when a salesperson is adding value to them. It's not about, okay, selling. You add value. So the goal is to reassure, educate, and guide them toward a decision. So how do you offer solution? You use tailored response. You address their specific concern with relevant data, stories, or expert advice. You present alternative options. If they dislike one property, suggest another one that fits there. So once you are providing solution, you close immediately. So those are the 4 steps of handling objections. So you can also use social proof like testimonials. Testimonials is very, very good. You encourage next steps. That is, you offer a low pressure way to move forward, such as a second property. Okay, if they can't afford this urban, talk about Sunset Boulevard and more. So example, I saw another property that is better. You can tell them, well, that's great. What did you like about it? Maybe we can compare the two, see which offers the best value for you. So I'm just trying to give these examples. So when you are with your clients, you'll be able to know how to use it to suit that present situation that you are in. So I want to bring everything all together for us to see how we can use the framework to handle objection. So before using this framework, this is it. A client, I don't want to buy right now. I think prices will drop. So you want to use, if as a client, if you are not using the framework and you are just saying, and a client tells you, I don't want to buy right now, I think prices will drop. Now say, oh, that's not true. Prices are actually rising. You should buy now. No, that's being pushy and dismissive. It's wrong. So I'll take you step by step on how you can use the framework. Using the framework, you said, oh, 1, that is, remember, you listen actively. I understand. You are concerned that prices drop. What makes you feel that way? That's listening actively. You've listened, you acknowledge and empathize. Oh, that's a valid concern. Many buyers feel the same way. You ask, then you now ask questions to clarify. Are you more worried about the total cost or how much you pay per month? You know, for that, you ask questions. Then you provide solutions and close. Okay, I can show you market trends and pricing fast so you can make an informed decision. Will that help? So with this, using the 4 steps, the clients will feel heard. You will feel educated. You will feel confident in making decisions. So with that, even for some clients, you will get more referrals. So that's how to handle them. You will make sure you use the 4 steps, which is listen actively. Don't forget, you acknowledge and empathize. You ask questions and clarify. You use open-ended questions. Then you provide solutions and close. So I'm going to take the objections one after the other. Then we'll see with some examples. When it comes to price objections, your clients might say the price is too high. So the response strategy for this is you can compare market value. Compare market value why this is effective. You can demonstrate in line with a better similar property in that area. That is, you justify your costs in that area. Why yours is better. That is comparing market value. Then provide data. For example, this is how to implement it. Similar, so you can say similar properties in Obafemi particularly in this neighborhood, are priced between X and Y, between and this price, and some are even higher due to the growing demand in that area. You understand? So as I've said earlier, that now that we have more real estate companies coming to Obafemi Owode, you're going to have comparison of prices. They'll compare market value. They'll look at it that, oh, why is yours higher? But you need to tell them why yours is more preferable. So those are the price objections when they compare yours with other for when it comes to prices. You let them know. You extend the area's value. And tell them, oh, Obafemi is seeing a lot of growth, especially with upcoming infrastructure, or even in our urban mats. Yes, we are having our gatehouse coming up. We've done clearing, our perimeter fencing. You understand? Those are the things you let them know. And you tell them that, okay, we have all our title documents. Our C of O is actually in progress. And by the time our C of O is out, this price, this is not going to be the price we'll be talking about. So you let them know it's better for them to buy at that moment. Clients, this is an example. The price is too high compared to other properties. I've said it, so you understand. However, let me show you comparable listings in that area. So that is what you do when it comes to price objections. So when it comes to highlighting unique fee, then for price objections, you can also highlight unique features when it comes to price objections, which I've actually talked about. You highlight the unique features, like, okay, in urban max, this is what we are going to have. We are going to have 24/7 power supply. You're going to show them the road network. You can even have the 3D video of what the estate is going to look like. You understand? Showing them that you are highlighting unique features and why your own price is at that point. And you tell them, okay, you have 24/7. You talk about the security, the amenities. There's going to be 24/7 security. There's going to be solar. You tell them the features that will be available, the features that will be available. So you let them know that, okay, it's also a future investment potential. So though that is when it comes to price objections. So another response strategy when it comes to financing options, which is still under price objection, they might say, okay, I can't afford this now. I can't pay this now, which price objections often stem from affordability concerns, not the actual value of the property. So how do you implement this? You offer financing options. You offer financing options, or you can break down a monthly payments for them, or you can even offer that, okay, from a financial house, they can take a. So that is how to respond when it comes to price objection, which also comes under financing options. Then you can explain loan options. I've seen it. I can help you connect with the mortgage specialist who can explain various plans. So those are how to handle price objections when it comes to financing issues. So for this is an example. I don't think I can afford the price. As an agent, you can say, oh, I understand it's a big decision. Let's explore some financing options. Or with a government loan, I know there was a time they were given this mortgage loan, which is the government loan, which I know it's actually very, very affordable. You can find out how they can also assess that. Your monthly payments could be much lower. Yes, for those government loan, which is the housing fund loan, the loans, the interest rates are actually much lower, and the monthly repayment as well. So you tell them, I can also connect you with trusted lender to discuss the best options for you. So that is it. So when it comes to handling market condition objections, when your client is saying, I want to wait for prices to drop, the response strategy for that is you tell them about market trend insights. that why is this effective? Clients often fear market drop, but historical data shows that real estate appreciates over time. Waiting can mean missing out of the best property today. So how do you implement that? You use market data and trends. You let them know. You give them examples. I know, remember then, you let them know that, okay, this place, you let them know that places where, okay, for example, even with our urban marks, is also a good example. When we did our pre-sale, we sold at 400. Now is 1.3. And tell them of developing areas. Even our Ikeja that we have today was a bushy area. Tell them that, okay, see how development has gone. And with the way things are going, with Obafemi Owode now that we have more than 25 real estate companies, and Ogun State government has also signed a contract with Chinese government for them to have a free trade zone over there. So you let them know what's happening, the trends, and how that trend will actually boost the development of property and how property will go up in that area. So you let them know that if they are trying to wait, that means they are waiting forever. The price will never drop. It will keep on increasing. So this is an example. You can tell them the upper mass estate is in a developing area, which means properties values are expected to rise due to upcoming infrastructure and projects, which I've mentioned. Then you highlight the investment potential. Let them know that if they are buying now and they start building equity immediately, if you wait, the price may be higher. So you might pay more later. So for people who actually missed out in buying when we did pre-sale, they are buying at 1.3. So you let them, you give such example that, okay, now, if you don't buy at 1.3 now, you're going to still miss out. That means you buy at 5 million. So this is an example. I think I should wait because prices may go down. You tell them, oh, it's a valid concern. Looking for, you give them historical trends. As I've said, you give them trends that has happened of property values in area that have been consistently rising. And you let them know that in developing areas, prices of properties usually go up. They don't come down. So when it comes to market conditions, this is another strategy, opportunity cost explanation. You talk about opportunity cost explanation. Cost of waiting is higher than you think. You let them know. Many clients don't even realize that waiting could cost them more due to increasing interest rates, inflation, and rising property prices. So the key argument here is, even if prices dip slightly, higher interest rates can make the total cost of ownership much more expensive. So how do you implement this to let them know? You break down interest rates. You let them know that, okay, interest rates can rise. As at now, interest rate is actually rising due to inflation, and so you let them know that, okay, over a 20-year mortgage, that's thousands in extra cost. So if they don't take now, that is if they are taking mortgage now. As it is, interest rate is actually not dropping, it's going higher. So if they are taking mortgage, if they don't take now, and if they don't lock it now, and they are trying to wait for later, that means they are going to pay more. They are going to pay more later. So it's better they don't wait. They take decision immediately. So you also explain the limited inventory risk, that as more buyers enter the market, the best properties will sell quickly, leaving fewer desirable options. So this is an example. I want to wait for a better price. I understand, but consider this. If prices drop slightly, but interest rates increase, so that is it. Interest rates increases. That means if they are taking mortgage, their monthly payments will be higher. So that is it. When it comes to market conditions, you talk about opportunity cost as well. So Another response strategy you can give when it comes to, you create a sense of urgency. You create a sense of urgency, telling them the best time to buy is now. You can tell them that, oh, we have, because buyers actually respond to urgency. If you tell them that, okay, now we are closing sales on either Obama Sunset, which you have done before when it comes to promo, that we have limited units available. If you are not buying at this price, in the next few days, you are buying at a higher price. So you've actually tell them we have limited inventory, we have limited plots available. These are the limited plots. We've exhausted all the plots in Obermax. We have just few plots left. If you don't take up this option, that means you're going to buy at higher price. Probably you're going to buy when a client has hold for a while and is trying to do a resale. You understand? And it's going to be at a very higher price. So you create that sense of urgency. You leverage on the market demand. So maybe this is an example. If your client is saying you are buying next year, let them know, I understand, but here is something to consider. The best property goes fast, and many buyers are already locking in their purchases now. If you wait, you may face more competition and higher prices later, which I know that is what will happen later in all our properties. So let them know that there will be competition and they are going to be buying at high prices if they don't lock in now. So that is it when it comes to market conditions. Those are the response strategy. So how do you handle financing concerns? This is another objection. The response strategy here is you break down the goals. You calculate the actual monthly payments. You compare it to their renting. So you let them know that, okay, see, if you're able to buy this now, and within this period of time, you're able to finish, build, and it will take the rent off you. So this is an example saying, I don't think I can afford this home or this now. You let them know, okay, I understand. You break it down, as I've said. So that is how you can handle financing concerns. So another strategy for handling financing concern is offer financing options. So all these are actually interwoven into each, with the price objections, with financing concerns, all boils down. They are all actually interwoven together. So that is another response strategy. You offer financing concern strategy. Then the third strategy is you show investment value. For some clients, they are not seeing the return on investment. They are not seeing that the property will appreciate in value. So you let them see that this is what their return on investment will be. And you can also give an example that, okay, see, this by this time, for people who actually bought Urban Max at 400, now they have at least over 100% return on their investment. So you let them know that, okay, development is going on. As we are developing, as we are having all our properties, the prices are going up, and this is what your investment will worth. So you talk about the investment value as well. So how do you handle trust and credibility objections? That is, I don't know if I can trust you or your company. The response strategy for this is you share testimonials and reviews. You show certifications and experience. That is, if you have certification, and you show the company, you tell them that, okay, the company is registered, we are registered under the and we follow the laws and regulations. We registered under the CAC. You tell them where our office is, and you show them videos, testimonial videos of people that have bought from us and how we've actually done allocations. So then for timing concerns, when they tell you, I'm not ready to buy yet, you tell them, oh, the strategy for this is, you understand their timeline. by asking them what's holding you back from making a decision now. You tell them, okay, see, if you're able to buy this now, in the next 2 months, you may face more competition and higher prices. So you let them know that, okay, the best property goes fast, and many buyers are already locking in their purchases now. You talk about market timing benefits. Buy now secures a better deal before rates goes up. That is actually handling timing concerns. So the 4 key proactive strategies on how to prevent objections before they arise. So if you're able to be proactive enough to prevent objections before they arise, is you educate clients upfront. The knowledge is the best objection prevention tool. You educate them, you show them testimonials, videos, how the property trend. So once they have that information, you've educated them upfront. Even if they are going to object, it's going to be a kind of just minimal. You understand? So you try to be proactive by educating your clients upfront so that it will prevent objection. You share our detailed brochure, you show them the company's achievements, our track record. You understand? And you conduct webinars or presentations for them to see, give them a whole lot of tools, you educate them, you let them know a whole lot, you give them more information, because basically objection is about your clients requesting for more information. You understand? So there are some that they will ask you, I don't know about the extra service charge. You let them know, you tell them about our title document, the amount. There's no extra charges aside paying for the title document, aside paying for the infrastructural development. There are no extra service fee aside all that. You pay for title documents, you pay for infrastructural development. So you give them such information, you educate them. So that's educating clients upfront is a proactive strategy to prevent objection. Another strategy, which is you build rapport and trust. Build rapport and trust, because most of these clients have actually had experiences before you met them. So it's going to be very difficult for them to trust you easily. So you try to build that trust and that rapport. And when you are telling them at this point, when you are trying to give them an information, give them information that you are really sure of. If you are not sure of an information, you can tell your clients that, okay, if you ask this, I'll get back to you on this. If you can put a call across immediately to probably a leader or a staff that can quickly give you answer to that information, you can do that. But if you cannot at that moment, you ensure you tell them that, okay, I'll get back to you. And telling them you get back to them, ensure you actually get back to them to give them this information. With that, they will be able to trust you. They'll be able to build that rapport with you. For that, they will feel safe in your hands. You understand? So that is it, that you have to be honest and transparent. You follow up and stay engaged, which I have explained. So you follow up, you stay engaged with them. And once you're engaged with them, by building rapport, you can also check on them, be in their life as well. Be in their life as well. By doing that, you are moving closer to them, and being being in their life, you have to know how to do that, because for some, they will be like some people usually take advantage. So you try to know how to take how to create boundaries. So you also use social proof. That is another strategy. So you let others speak for you, in the sense that you've created a rapport with somebody and is giving a referral, that your clients will refer you, and he's speaking on your behalf that, oh, this person, she's a trusted, or this person is a most trusted agent. You can trust him, you can buy from him. You understand? If And as we all know that when it comes to trust issues, we are on that when in real terms. So you are the face of the company. So, with this social proof, they'll be able to refer you as well because they've actually trusted you. They've actually built a rapport with you. So, so that is the person referring you would also give a story about how you've actually done well with them, how you've actually treated them well, and how your services has been excellent. So you can also give testimonials on this. So you also set realistic expectations. Avoid surprises by being transparent. So that is it. You have to be transparent. You let them know from the onset, look, this is possible. This is not possible. I can't do this. I can do this. You let your expectations, you don't set a very high expectation for your client and you are not able to meet up with it. If you are not able to meet up, that is, your clients will be disappointed. Be clear about pricing and fees. Be very, very clear about pricing and fees. When we are doing promo and we have fees of title documents embedded, you should understand which of the estates has promo and and you have title documents included. If you have title documents included, be clear that having title documents included, they will have to pay separately for infrastructural development. You have to be clear on this pricing so that you don't tell them one thing and when you come back to the company, they are telling you that, oh, this is wrong. Your clients will be disappointed. So you need to understand your product in and out so that you won't set unrealistic expectations for your clients. And when you set timelines that, okay, I'll get back to you on this at so time, ensure you meet up with that timeline. So at this end, we are coming to the conclusion. So this is our conclusion and key takeaway from this class is that objections are opportunities. They are not roadblocks. They are not rejection. They are not a personal attack. It's just that your client needs more information. So again, you need to listen, empathize, and respond with value, build trust and confidence. That is your listening, your empathizing, your responding. So mastering objection handling. So you need to master it. So in the same, mastering objection handling is once you make sales, you take notes. You understand? By the time you keep on making, as in your sales process, you are practicing and practicing, you get used to it. That is mastering objection handling equals to more sales and happy clients. That is, you get more sales and your clients will also be happy. So this is it. We'll have to go to question and answer sections. Then again, I would like to take a section. This has to be interactive. What objections have you actually faced most? Then let's discuss so that we handle those tough real estate objections you've actually encountered in the past and how you can overcome them in the future. So at this point, we've come to the end of the class.